Hello, this is Ann O'Malley, librarian at Bird Middle School. This video tutorial is to familiarize you with the Gale research databases and provide you with tips on how to incorporate using these databases into your class curriculum. Now, when you get to the Bird Middle School Gale research database page, you want to focus on resources K through 12. These are the databases you're going to be using most often. The first one I want to show you is Research and Context. This one has been created just for middle school assignment needs. When you get to the landing page, you'll see that the first thing is a scrolling bar of current events, and then you'll have different categories of information. If you go up to the top of the screen, you'll see something called Browse Topics. If you click on it, there'll be a listing of all the different topics within the middle school curriculum. So let's scroll on down and let's pick one. Let's pick the Industrial Revolution. In sixth grade ELA, the students read a historical fiction book called Liddy, and it's all about the Industrial Revolution in New England is the setting, and I want to give the students a background article to read first. So I'm going to go to my search box, and I'm going to type in Industrial Revolution and New England. Now, if you notice, I typed the word "and" in capital letters. This is one of my Boolean operators. There are three of them: and, or, and not. And you kind of think of them in terms of a Venn diagram. So I want the database to search for Industrial Revolution in New England. Now, one of the results it's trying to figure out for me, it gave me New England Revolution. This is because it's looking up the terms individually. It's looking up New England, and it kind of separated out industrial from revolution. So what I need to do is I need to be more precise in my keyword terms. I'm going to use some symbols. So I'm going to use quotes. I'm going to put them around the term Industrial Revolution so it's looked up together, not separate. And I'm going to look up New England. I'm going to put those in quotes as well so it's looked up together. And then I'm going to think back to algebra class, and I'm going to use parentheses around the entire string of keywords so that when you use parentheses, anything within the parentheses is looked up first. So I want the database to look up Industrial Revolution and New England, and then I'm going to use another Boolean operator, not, and I'm going to type in soccer. I don't want any soccer results. And then I'm going to click on Enter. This is going to narrow down my results. As you can see, I have many fewer results. They're broken up into reference, biographies, and magazines. I think a magazine article would be perfect for the sixth grade students. I'm going to look at the article titles, and I notice there are some shapes that are colored. Here is a yellow square, and it says content level intermediate. If I go down to the Mill Girls, it's a green circle. It says content level basic. There's a third symbol that's not on here. It's a red triangle, and that'll tell me that the content level is advanced. I think a basic level, reading level, will be perfect for my sixth graders. So I'm going to click on Mill Girls and take a look at the article. If you notice within this article, all of my keywords are now highlighted in red. So you'll see in the first sentence, New England, and at the bottom there is Industrial Revolution. So another thing I want to look up is I want to see if this article mentions Massachusetts at all. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit Control and the letter F, and then a search box will appear at the top of my screen. And when you type in the word Massachusetts, it's going to highlight it if it appears anywhere in the article, and here it appears in the article. So this will be perfect for my class. I need to be able to share it with them now. I'm going to go to the top of my screen and click on this Google Classroom icon button. It'll open up in a new window, and it'll ask me to pick the class that I want to share it with. I'm going to share it with my library test class, and I can do one of three things. I can create an assignment, ask a question, or make an announcement. I'm going to make an announcement. Go to the bottom right-hand corner of the screen, click on Go, and now I'm going to type in background article for Liddy, and then I'm going to click on Post. This is now posted in my Google Classroom. On the bottom right-hand corner of my screen, if I click on View, I can now see it in my Google Classroom. And this is how it's going to look to the students. All they'll need to do is click on the link, and then the article will open. One of the features my students really enjoy is the Listen feature. If they have their earbuds, they'll click on Listen, and it'll read the article to them.
The Mill Girls in New England in the early 1800s.
So as you can see, not only does it read to the students, it also highlights the words as it's being read, which helps the students focus even more. Another thing that we have that's really helpful, if you go to the top here and click on More on the top toolbar, you can also open up a dictionary. So if you didn't know what Industrial Revolution meant, you can type that in, click on search, okay, and it gives me a definition for Industrial Revolution. If I happen to have an ELL student in my class and that student's reading in English is not very good, I can come over here to the tool section. Drop down bar says translate article. I can have it translated into Spanish, let's say, or any other language. And that's another way to differentiate the information. So now that we have sixth grade English all squared away, let's help another class out. Let's say in seventh grade social studies, there has to be a research assignment about daily life in ancient Rome. I'm going to try the World History and Context database now. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to see their landing page. I'm quite interested here in this category called Countries, Cultures, and Civilizations. I'm going to click View All. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go down here and I'm going to click on Ancient Rome. Once I click on Ancient Rome, I have all these pieces of information coming up about Ancient Rome, but I need to narrow down my search. Not only can I search from this search bar up here, but within Ancient Rome on the right-hand side under Related Topics, I can look at Related Topics, or I can search within the Ancient Rome page. So I'm going to type in daily life and see what comes up for daily life in Ancient Rome. When I get my results, this is how I'm going to narrow down my research topic. I can do daily life in ancient Rome, and I can talk about the art in ancient Rome. I can scroll down. This second one, daily life, talks about a family schedule in ancient Rome. Down here we have leisure, recreation, and daily life. We could talk about what people do for fun in daily Rome. Continue scrolling down. I can find out about entertainment, the life of children, communication, transportation. So there's a number of different things that I can now narrow down my topic to. Roman games, gods of the Roman people. And then I can, let's say I want to use Roman games for my research project. I'm going to click on Roman games. And then let's say I want to use this source for my report. Now I'm going to have to cite my source. So over here on the right-hand side where it says Tools, I'm going to click on Citation Tools. I'm going to make sure MLA 8th edition is selected. And then all I have to do is highlight this entire citation, all 3 lines, copy it, and paste it into my research project. And it's as simple as that to cite a source. So now that we're done with 7th grade social studies, let's help out 8th grade science class. Let's say 8th grade science is doing something on climate change. And instead of taking it from a scientific perspective, from taking it from science and context, the science teacher wants to know what a global perspective on climate change. So we're going to click on global issues and context. When we click on that one, you'll see again different types of categories. And one here is environment and climate change. So I'm going to click on View All. Now what the teacher can do, maybe the teacher is going to say, click on a different country and report on how climate change is affecting that country. So for example, you can see Africa and climate change. You can see Brazil and the Amazon rainforest destruction. You can click on different topics. Perhaps during class, Kyoto Protocol was mentioned. And we're talking about climate change policies. Another thing that you can do is get a different viewpoint. Maybe the teacher wants to say to the students, look up Kyoto Protocol, click on global viewpoints, and read an article from a different source that is not a U.S. perspective, so a non-U.S. source. You can look here, and you'll find there is the International Herald Tribune, something from Russia, Canadian Dimension. As we scroll down, we can see Africa News Service, the London Times, okay, the Japan Times, and you can take a different perspective that's not a U.S. perspective on climate change that the students can look up. So these are various things that you can do within the Gale research databases. If you need any help or would like my help, you can just email me, and I will be happy to show you more about the Gale research databases. Thank you for your time.